The trouble started just after dark and the men were sitting around the fire when Bill Webster made the first comment about Charlie getting bit by a snake. Soon Bill, Dan, and Joshua forgot about their former good behavior toward Charlie and were all ribbing the boy and having a good laugh at his expense. Even Zeke started to laugh when Billy Webster said, "You know, Scout, it's good you didn't die from that snake bite, otherwise we wouldn't have anyone to joke about. It may not have been the funniest joke, or even a joke at all, but it was too much for Charlie. He stood up from the fire with an angry look on his face and turned toward the others. Zeke watched the boy become enraged at his comrades, and he thought to himself that Charlie must be feeling better if he was about to start another argument. But Charlie had no intention of starting an argument. He had something much different on his mind. For a moment he just stood there silent and still, and as the recognition came to Zeke that this was not like Charlie at all, the boy stated, "I told you before, I'm not a scout." And with this one simple statement, spoken calmly and coolly, Charlie, the one who couldn't use a pistol to save his life, drew that pistol and shot Bill straight through the heart, killing him instantly. When Danny and Joshua attempted to stand up and draw their pistols, he shot them as well. Danny got one right between the eyes and was dead before he hit the ground. Joshua, on the other hand, got his through the chest and groaned and twisted in the dirt before he finally passed. Zeke couldn't believe his eyes. Not only did Charlie just shoot 3 of his friends, but he did it calmly and without fear or hesitation. Maybe 5 seconds had passed since the men were laughing and joking, and Zeke, who was more confused than afraid, slowly stood up with his hands stretched outward and away from his guns and said, "Easy now, boy." The remaining 2 rangers looked at each other for a few seconds, although it seemed much longer to the elder ranger who was staring down the barrel of a Colt 45, when he broke the silence by saying, "Look, you've been through an ordeal and maybe all the poison isn't out of your bloodstream. Are you seeing strange things? Hearing strange voices? Tell me, what is wrong with you? Filthy little beings, that's what you are. That's what I was. Small and ignorant, but I am so much more now. I see things, remember things, I was a god and shall be again," Charlie said. Zeke could see something in his eyes, a look that was pure evil, and it told him that something was very, very wrong with the boy. "Charlie, you're starting to sound a little bit crazy now. You're a Texas Ranger's son and it's the next best thing to being a god, but it ain't the real thing. Just put down that gun and we can talk about what's happened." Charlie stared at Zeke with a look of disgust and said, "You've no idea, Zeke, but it doesn't matter now, you're about to die." Find out what happens next in the new book Queen Victoria vs. Jack the Ripper, now available on Amazon. A fascinating account of the true origin of Jack the Ripper and how his murder spree came to an end at the hand of a British monarch, Queen Victoria. Buy it now on Amazon, don't miss out.